So welcome back to Tomatoes, Poppies, and Everything Gardening. It's the next morning from when you saw, well, it's actually afternoon, from when you saw that clip. Last night I lined all of my tomatoes up on the table and I just wanted to count them and assess what condition they were at, because this morning what I did is I made some postings on my local neighborhood Facebook group pages, and I let them know that, hey, I'm back. It's year 3 and I'm still selling these plants. And I already have some people that have requested plants and compliments that their plants did so great last year. They definitely want to get some. So that makes me feel great, even though I'm kind of late. Like, a lot of people have already bought their tomato plants. But I'm hoping they'll hold out for me, because they're going to have to wait until the weekend of the 27th. And I let them know in that, as well as the pricing. And we can talk about that as we go. But I want to show you an update for week 6 of my tomato and pepper seedling journey for 2024. If you've been following this journey and you've made it all the way to week 6 with me, you know that around week 4 I had a major boo-boo where I used a brand new fertilizer. I followed the directions and I cut the dilution in half. Like it said to use 2 tablespoons, I used 1 tablespoon, and I over-fertilized my seedlings, and they really had a very bad reaction to that. And they have come out of it. Mostly what you see now is green. Last week you saw a lot more yellow. There's still a few that are trying to push off those leaves that took on all that over fertilizing, kind of a burn effect. A lot of them lost all of those leaves that got the yellow, and now they've got new green growth. I've got them all organized. Let's see, who is this? New big dwarf. Doesn't he look beautiful? And so they've actually had another fertilizing treatment, but not with that product that I used 2 weeks ago. I'd say, what, 4 days ago? Yeah, it's been about 4 days. I gave them their first feeding with the hydroponics that I've been using since 2021. And they responded so incredibly. They look so nice and green. Some of them are even getting like this pretty neon kind of color to them, which I really, really like that. So yeah, these guys are lined up. Let me flip you around to the window and show you. And I've got some guys hanging out over here because my family needed to eat breakfast, and I I literally had the whole table full last night, and I had to move some guys over here to the window so that people could eat breakfast this morning. But we're getting ready to go outside, and you're coming with me, because I went to Sam's Club. I bought 3 giant bags of potting mix, and I bought a thing of 12-ounce cups. I'm not using 16 or 18 ounce this year because, you know, my guys are a little bit on the small side. Everyone's going into the same color cup. Years prior, I tried to color code the cups based on, you know, if I was growing flower, herb, tomato, pepper. But everyone's going in the same color cup today. And they're getting potted up, and they're going to be happy. Now, last week, I remember showing you guys this Mountain Princess. Look at how much it's grown. And I'm going to say a lot of this growth has happened in the last 3 days. I am just amazed at these guys. They've really recovered. They're doing great. Now the peppers are still little runts, right? I don't know what else to do about that except just give them the best care I can. I'm not going to overfeed them. I'm not going to do anything, you know, to try to accelerate this, because I'll end up just hurting the plants. Now, with all of this said, the plants in these containers that I bought are not doing the best. You can see their leaves are paler. They are still staying way too moist. That is why they're not in a tray. I think once I get them potted up today, they're first in line. Like, they're going outside first. We're going to pot these up first. I think that they will do much better once they're out of these. I guess it's silicone. I'm only going to use these outdoors for starting like flower seeds now. I did not like them with my seeds starting indoors. So let's go ahead and head outside, but I wanted to show you one more thing on the table before we head out. And then these are the guys I started super late. This was a special request from my friend Ivy. She needed 2 varieties for some ladies at church. There's one lady at the church that really loves the berries crazy. Because it's so delicate and mild. So these guys, remember last week I tumped them over on the table? They're fine. They recovered. They've got their first set of true leaves. Okay, let's go look at what I wanted to show you. I'm sitting at the table, and I may have moved some to, well, I think I may have put them back in the window. No, here's an example. Okay, so a couple of these guys, I'm going to say 2, maybe 3, have a little bit of sunburn. And that's common. You'll see people getting that at this stage because you're doing a lot of outdoor lighting. You're going outside a lot. I had one over here too, but maybe I've already moved it into the window for breakfast. There was another one that had just like 2 spots. So what I'm thinking is that the sunburn, the very few that I have here on the table, that is just from water droplets. Even though I'm bottom watering, sometimes when I go to pour the water in, you know, a little bit of water splashes up. So I'm thinking maybe, you know, I think it was like 2 days ago, they got some rainwater in the bottom of the tray. When I went to pour it in, maybe a few of these guys got a few water droplets on their leaves, and then the sun kind of pierced through that water droplet and then burnt the leaf. Because overall, they all look really great. They had 8 hours outdoors yesterday. I took them out at noon. They stayed out until 8 p.m. I'm thinking tonight, you know, today it's 87 during the day. We're probably going to be nice and warm at night. Tonight might be their first night outdoors all alone, which kind of makes me nervous because of all of my squirrels and chipmunks and raccoons and possums and gophers and groundhogs and everything else that likes to come and bother my plants. Makes me just a little bit nervous, but you know, you got to cut the cord, right? It's like letting your kid drive off in the car for the first time. I got to get them used to being outdoors at night. Plus, it would be really nice to have like this little kitchen area back so we could eat and not have to worry about plants all over the table. So I think tonight, yeah, they're going to be out, but they're going to be in their new pots. So maybe that'll be something to give them a little bit more size, make them look a little more scary to the squirrels. But that doesn't help either. So let's go on. Let's start moving these guys outdoors so that we can get them potted up. This will be the last potting up for 2024. Yay, because I do not like potting up. And because I bought new cups, well, guess what? We're going to have to drill holes in those cups. And I don't like doing that either. But it's for a good cause. We're going to get these guys to their new homes in just like 10 days. And then they're going to be gone out of my house. And then people are going to be happy with all of their plants. And we're going to be donating a lot of these too to the food pantry. So that makes me super happy. And I just got to do the work and make it to the finish line. Okay, guys, we're getting ready to go out and start potting up. And we're going to start with this tray of the containers I don't really care for that much. But I wanted to show you because I kind of moved this over so that I could go open the door before I take the tray out. Look at the difference in these seedlings and the ones that were grown in the white cups. I mean, the difference is pretty striking. Just an observation. Everything else was the same: growing condition, fertilization, light, temperature, everything. But the ones growing in the trays did not do as well as those growing in just a basic plastic container. So I got 300 cups for $10.99, and then the soil was on sale, I think $11 a bag, $10.99 a bag. Let's pray that's enough. So I had a yard sale this weekend, and I'm still recovering from that, getting ready on Friday, and then all day yard sale out in the heat. For reference, today it's going up to 87, but I wanted to tell y'all, Greenstock shipped me my replacement tier. If you watch the video where my Greenstock went tumbling, the bottom tier had actually warped, I guess with weather and or because I had potatoes growing in it, I'm not sure. But they were very kind and sweet and quick. Immediately they're like, okay, let's get you a replacement. And here it is. Okay, this is the last pineapple tomato plant that was in the Cilia trays and Cilia seedling trays. I think that's it. Silly? Maybe it's just silly. I don't know. So the roots don't look half bad, right? What I noticed though when I popped these out compared to the one I up potted first that were in these little black plastic containers, the soil is really cold. Cool, not cold, but more cool compared to these, though. It's just really odd. It's an odd sensation. I noticed it the first one I took out of here. It's just kind of a cool, damp feeling, and I don't think tomatoes like their roots very cold. So you can see I'm almost done getting all of those guys potted, and they already look so much better. Just getting them out of there, pinching off the crispy leaves that they weren't able to do away with on their own. They look not half bad, to be honest, but I do think they were a little bit too cool in these containers. But I'm going to fill these right back up, and I'm going to pop flower seeds in there and just go sit on over there somewhere with all my other collection of stuff I haven't done yet. So with water, I'm going to let that soil soak up that water, wick it up, because you know it's really dry soil. And then I'm just going to put this off somewhere in some dappled lighting so it's not getting direct full sun, since I did get a lot of water on the leaves. I'm looking at these Supersweet 100s, and they're so puny. Trying to decide, save them all or save just the best looking ones. I don't know if I have the willpower to take out a few of them, like that poor guy. Guess I'll just pot them all up and see what happens.
The next day.
Alright guys, it's the next morning. As soon as I finished the trays that had been struggling that I wanted to get up potted first, we had a major severe weather thunderstorm come through, and I had to basically just get everything inside the garage as quickly as possible. And so this is where I left off, and I'm just going to keep on potting up. You know, I've probably got another 280 plants to go, and I know you guys don't want to sit there and watch me do all 280 more plants. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish with what I was talking about, the cost of what I'm going to price my plants. So I decided, since my plants are a little bit on the smaller side compared to years prior, although, you know, in 2 weeks, who knows what they're going to look like. They could look super nice. But I know the peppers are not going to be big. I decided, and I put it in my little write-up that I posted with a current picture of the seedlings that I had taken last night on the table, or the night before on the table. I just said, because, you know, I got a late start this year, my plants might be a little bit smaller than normal, I'm going to keep my prices exactly the same as they've been for the last 3 years. And that seems, you know, to just be the honest approach and a fair approach. And people have responded. So it's only been, I haven't even checked Facebook last night or this morning, but the last time I checked yesterday afternoon, you know, within 12-14 hours, I've already got probably 50 or 60 plants claimed, not paid for, just claimed for. So I think it's going to work out fine. And I gave, you know, this gives the people the time. I did give them a list of all the varieties that are available. Not all of the varieties are up for sale, because some of them only grew like 4 or 5 just for me. But the ones that I had multiples, like, you know, 15, 20 plants of, those are going to be in the plant sale. And I'll tag on the list here at the end if you're interested to see that. So, you know, they have time to look at that list, make their decisions. I do have some people that gave me a very specific request already. Like, I want, you know, 5 of this variety, 5 of this, you know, 6 of this, whatever. I do have some herbs and things out in the backyard we need to pot up as well. Those are going to be in the plant sale. And then there's also 2 plant sales this weekend. One of them's a swap. I may swap some of my herbs. Actually, no, it's a native plant swap. So I may have to swap like some coral bells. I've got some red bee balm I could dig up out of the ground. The only thing is, it may not have time to root well into a cup before the sale. But I don't know, I might do that too. But I'm definitely going to go check out some of these plant sales that are going on, especially the ones that support kids. Like, there's one for kids in an agricultural program. I'll go help support them. So this is where we're leaving off. I feel like I'm forgetting to tell you something, but we'll catch it next week. Hope you're having a great gardening week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.